Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football prediction on Betcraft. Another very beautiful Friday morning, and once again we are back with our predictions as usual. We do look at football matches going on across the globe, and also make verdicts using the recent results for each of these teams. Okay, and we come to conclusion of what we ought to expect for each of these matches. All right, that's what we do. And yesterday we had quite good outing. We've seen that 3 games out of the 4 predictions that we made, saw success. And the other one, which was Sao Tome and Guinea, Equatorial Guinea on that occasion, producing a lot of goals. That had not happened for a very long while. We were quite surprised to see 5 goals in that very encounter, and we expected less. But it does happen in football, and hopefully today we are going to have a very good outing and also, clear our games 100%. All right. Also remember that we have our VIP special group will put out games that have the higher probability of coming out correctly. You can endeavor to join. You can always find the link in the description of this very video, as well as anywhere you see join channel around this very video. Okay. All right. With that said, we head to the business of today, and we had quite good club games for today. And first is in Dutch second division in Holland, where we have the Graafschap will be up against FC Emmen. All right, for the Graafschap, in the last 6 matches, they've won 2 matches and a draw, but have lost 3 games. Our side, on the other hand, Amen, have managed to achieve just 1 win, but have lost 5 games in the last 6 matches. All right, from the home and away perspective, you can see that from home, the home side, the Graafschap have actually won 7 matches and 2 draws, losing just one in the last 10 home games that they had. And away side, on the other hand, Amen have won 3 matches from away, but have lost 7 games in the last 10 away matches. All right, when you put all that together, you see that 70% of the away matches that they had for the away side, I've seen them losing it. And the last time both teams met was in January of this very year. It was the Graafschap who won against the Emen on that very occasion by 4 goals to 0. And definitely we are going with the home side to do very well and win out of in this one. So home win, that's our value for that very game. Okay. And the next game that we have for you today is in Ireland, the first division, where we have a Bray Wanderers who will be up against the Athlone Town. Okay, Bray Wanderers have been able to achieve 2 victories and a draw. They've also lost 3 games in the last 6 matches. But the away side, Athlone Town, is a very poor side at the same time. And we could see that in the last 6 games that they had so far, the best result that they've had is a draw. And the rest of the 5 games that are remaining, saw them losing all 5 games. All right, they're actually rock bottom in the league at the moment. And when you take a look at how they fared from home and away basis, all right, the home side, Bray Wanderers have had 7 victories to their ranks in the last 10 home matches that they have so far. They've been doing very well, even though the last one saw them losing to Cobh Ramblers, but they've been doing very well, winning most of the matches from home. All right. And away side, Athlone Town, on the other hand, the last 10 away games saw them winning once and drawing once, but have lost 8 times in the last 10 away games that they had. The last away game was against Habs, and they lost by 2 goals to 1 on that very occasion. And the last time both teams met was actually in June of this very year. It was Bray Wanderers who played from away on that occasion, and yet they had victory 4 goals to 0 against Athlone Town on that very occasion. Prior to that, we saw Bray Wanderers also beating this very side in May by 3 goals to 1. Okay, and as a matter of fact, the last 3 meetings between the two sides have seen Bray Wanderers always winning against Athlone Town. And when we put all the stats together, we are definitely going by the home side, Bray Wanderers, to win in this very encounter. So we expect a home win out shortly in this very one. That's our value for that very game. Okay, and we'll quickly head to the next for today. It also in the Islander first division, where we have Kerry who will be facing Cobh Ramblers, a very strong side, Cobh Ramblers. And we take a look at how these two sides fared in recent games. You can see for home side Kerry, it is 3 wins and 2 draws and 1 loss in the last 6 games. And for the away side, Cobh Ramblers have won 4 matches and a draw, losing just once in the last 6 games that they have so far. When you look at how the two teams perform from home and away basis, all right, Kerry, the home side, have actually won 6 games in the last 10 home appearances. They've also had a draw, but have lost 3 games out of the last 10 home appearances. And away side, Cobh Ramblers, on the other hand, is a side that have actually been able to achieve 5 victories in the last 10 away matches. They've also had 2 draws as well as 3 losses. Okay, and the last time both teams met, it was Kerry who actually won against Cobh Ramblers on that very occasion by 2 goals to 0. It was in the FA Cup, and that happened just this very last month. All right, and But also, prior to that, we saw Cobh Ramblers from home winning Kerry, by 1 goal to 0. And but when we look at the recent 5 meetings between the two sides, we see that Cobh Ramblers actually have won 2 times, have won 3 times rather, and Kerry won 2 times. So we put all that together, we expect Cobh Ramblers to not lose here. We are going with the away side to either win or draw, and under 4.5 as a verdict for that very game. Away win or draw, and under 4, that's a verdict for that very encounter. All right, the next game we have for you today is in Finland, Wakanen League, where we have Kapa, coming up against the Japs. Pardon me about the names here. It's quite, strange for me. When you look at how the two teams fared in recent times, you can see that for the home side, Kapa, 1 win and 4 draws, as well as 1 loss out of the last 6 matches that they had so far. And for Japs, on the other hand, their away side, 3 wins, 2 draws, as well as 1 loss, in the last 6 games for away side Japs. Okay, when you look at how they fared from home and away basis, all right, you can see that when the home side played from home, in the last 10 home matches for them have produced only 2 wins and 5 draws, 2 wins and 4 draws rather, as well as 4 losses. Okay, and also away side, the last 10 away games produces produced 2 wins, 3 draws, as well as 5 losses in the last 10 away games for the away side. And also what I've mentioned is the fact that the last 10 home matches for the home side produced over 2.5 on 8 occasions out of the last 10 home matches that they had, over 2.5 most of the time. The last home game they had saw them playing out a 3-3 draw against TPS, and prior to that, we saw them losing to Japs by 3 goals to 0. And the Japs, on the other hand, also the last 10 away games that they had also produced lots of goals. You could say that 6 games out of the last 10 away games they had produced about 2.5. And on head-to-head basis, it was Japs who won the last meeting, which happened in August. We saw Japs beating this very side from away by 3 goals to 0. We talked about it, the other time. And also, we know that all the meetings between the two sides, the last 10 meetings that they had, produced over 2.5. The last 10 meetings between the two sides produced over 2.5 on each occasion. So we are going with the goals in this very one. So it is a minimum of 3 goals to occur in this very encounter, and over 2.5. That's our value for that very game. And that will conclude it for us today on BetCraft. Remember, all the games that we have will be on our VIP special group, where we're putting out our games that have that higher probability. Do endeavor to join, for a little token. All right. Also, remember to play responsibly as football matches. All right. Sometimes it may not be exactly what it's in. You saw what happened yesterday. Slovakia beating Germany for the first time in a long while. Nobody expected that, and that happens in football. So there is no 100% prediction anywhere. Sometimes it may not be exactly what it seems. All right, that being said, tomorrow is another day. We'll definitely be back with our predictions. So do not miss out. But until that time, keep winning.